Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. So, the ceasefire is back in effect. So, Donald Trump stated that after initially the ceasefire was violated by both sides agreed to abide by it, to implement it. This is the last development, and as people do not like to admit, why would you want to admit defeat? Maybe inside you admit it because that will help you improve in the future. Unless you're delusional and then you say, I didn't lose even though clearly you lost. Netanyahu said that actually he held off an attack that would have fucked up Iran. He didn't lose. He was just, after he spoke with Trump, he got, persuaded not to destroy Iran. The same as the Americans in Ukraine. The Americans did not lose in Ukraine because they were not fighting. The Americans are the mediators. Why? They don't want to admit they lost. NATO lost. But hey, let me show you here one article and one headline. Here is the headline on Yahoo News. Read it right here. Breaking news. Netanyahu says he held off a tougher strike against Iran after speaking to Trump. No, this is what I think. And it matters what I think because I'm not a baboon and a liar like Netanyahu. I think Iran got the message, and not only, I think do I have any evidence? No, I don't. So turn off and leave. I'm just kidding, stay here. Please don't go. I think that Iran would have ran out of ammunition in 3 weeks. When Trump came and said, I will make a decision if I strike Iran in 2 weeks, I said probably Israel will run out in 3 weeks of its supplies. That's why he says 2 weeks. Why? He's gonna bomb, see the reaction, and then go from there. That's what I think, and I have the right as a free American, the greatest country in the world, to express my views without being afraid that someone would ban me. All right, so that's what he says. I held off. Okay, you held off, and then what? Got obliterated? Do you mean you're gonna use nuclear weapons? You can't, because Trump said you don't even use the word. Only our limitations are acceptable. We bomb, you can't do anything about it. Okay. Here, let's read this article, right? Since we are at it, because the title is different. I already checked. Trump says Israel-Iran ceasefire is in effect after deal initially faltered. All right. So who writes this for us? Samuel Mednick. That sounds very much, you know what I mean? And Melanie Liedman. Okay. They tell us what to think about things. U.S. President Donald Trump says a ceasefire between Israel and Iran was in effect Tuesday after the deal initially faltered and the American leader expressed deep frustration with both sides. He said he's very angry at Israel. I made a video a while ago and said he's angry at Israel. Israel had earlier accused Iran of launching missiles into its airspace after the truth was supposed to take effect, and the Israeli finance ministry vowed Tehran will tremble. Okay, kindergarten level. Iran's military denied firing on Israel, state media reported, but explosions boomed and sirens sounded across northern Israel mid-morning, and an Israeli military official said 2 Iranian missiles were intercepted. So this is based on an Israeli guy who said that, and these guys are publishing it for you. I don't know if that's true. Anyway, can you verify that's true? Can you verify it to me if that's indeed true? And who was the person who said it? The Israeli military official? I would like to know who that is. You can find out. Maybe it's none. Trump told reporters at the White House before departing for a NATO summit that in his view, both sides had violated the nascent agreement. They had particularly strong words for Israel. He had strong words for Israel, a close ally. There's no ally. While suggesting Iran may have been fired on the country by mistake. No, I covered it in the previous video. According to Iran, doesn't mean that's true. At 5 GMT, no, it was 2 GMT. 2 GMT, I think it was 5 o'clock Israel time. There were some attacks, according to Israelis, Iranian attack missiles. At 7:30 a.m., so 2 hours and a half after that, Iran said, we agreed to ceasefire. Now, but that was today. Yesterday it was agreed a ceasefire. So nevertheless, better later than never in this case, don't you think? But he said that the deal was saved, and I'm quoting. Trump said the deal was saved. And I'm quoting, Israel is not going to attack Iran. Okay. I will tell you a story with this one, and I tell you why. Why? Because you say so? All planes will turn around and head home. He talks like he's in charge of the Israeli military or Air Force, while doing a friendly plane wave to Iran. Bye-bye. Jeez. Nobody will be hurt. The ceasefire is in effect. Trump said it is good. But listen to this, man. All planes will turn around and head home while doing a friendly plane wave. Ooh, like this. I think it's a salute going left or right. Indeed, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu office said he held off on tougher strike against Iran after speaking to Trump. Yeah, man, that's the same with the grapes that are sour. The conflict now, Okay, all right, let me tell you a story. My direct life. When I was working in an office as an investigator, talking with a friend of mine over there, and how people talk, how men talk about certain things. Sometimes I asked this friend of mine I was new in the office, and I was trying to figure out who's who, what's what, and I liked this guy, and he liked me, not in that way, but anyway. So I asked him about that person, and in my first few, weeks of what impressions I had about people. And then I asked about a particular woman and said, is she like fucking around or something? I mean, she acts like that. And his answer was, no, Emil, she's married. And I was like, so that was his argument why she is not probably doing that, or possibly. But my question was, is she fucking around or something? She looks like, you know what I mean? And he said, no, Emil, she's married. Now, this guy, according to his statements, he was a habitual cheater. He said, I cheated on all the girls I ever dated, including wife. I think one or two he had, something like this. Anyway, so I don't know what was that all about, but the same with this guy. Trump says that, what was his statement here? That all planes will turn around and head home while doing a friendly plane wave to Iran. Nobody will be hurt. What? What the fuck? No, Emil, she's married. Okay. If you're married, married women or men don't do crazy stuff. Anyway, here is, my friends. We'll see now what other accidents will happen in the Middle East. It's good. The ceasefire is good. The problem is this, as the Russians call the Ukraine conflict, the root cause of the conflict, animosity, hatred, is not solved. So this is just a regrouping. I think the Americans will start pumping more money and more weapons in Israel. That's the first one. And remember, you don't do it at once. You do it slowly. The mountain slope model. Do it slowly. So Trump right now, imagine the track and field, I don't know how you call it, 4 relay or whatever it's called. When you have a group of 4 men or women running, and then they have the baton and pass it to the other one and gets it and keeps running further. So every time a US president comes, he takes the baton brought by the previous president, and this guy, fresh one, gets it and runs with it further. So Trump brought the baton right now to strikes, American direct strikes into sovereign independent country of Iran. Good or bad? You can't do that, because you can be also considered bad by others. That means that gives them the right to strike inside your country's nuclear facilities. Correct? Correct. So therefore, he took the baton from the baboon before, and now he passed it over. When? To something else next time. what, I don't know, some submarines doing things, I don't know, something like this, parachuting. But I think right now they're going to arm Iran, replenish it, and the baton will be passed after Trump is gone. You'll see. I'll be here, I hope. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.